Hello, my friends. Today I am going to tell you a real-life feeling horror story that will make you scared of your own house floor. So before we begin, turn off the lights, increase your volume, and listen carefully. Because this story is called The Voice Under the Floorboards. But before we start, remember these 3 things while watching. What would you do if your dead father called your name at night? What if the sound under your house was not an animal, but something waiting? And what if the house was never meant to protect you, but to trap you? Now, let's begin. Ramesh had just returned to his old village house near Kathmandu Valley after his father's death. The house had been empty for years. Villagers called it unlucky, but no one explained why. The second night, everything changed. He heard scratching. Not from the door, not from the window, but from under the wooden floor. At first, he thought it was rats. But the scratching didn't move randomly. It followed him. When he stepped into the kitchen, it scratched beneath the kitchen. When he walked back to the bedroom, it followed again, like something was tracking his every move. On the third night, it spoke, soft, weak, whispering. Ramesh. His blood turned cold. No one knew he was staying there. He slowly knelt down and pressed his ear to the floor. Silence. Then again. Ramesh, let me out. It sounded like his father. But his father had been cremated 3 months ago. The next morning, he asked an old neighbor about the house. The old man's hands shook as he revealed a terrible truth. Decades ago, a young girl disappeared. People believed she fell into a well behind the house. But Ramesh's grandfather sealed the well and built the house over it. That night, the scratching became violent banging. The wooden planks trembled. Dust fell from the ceiling. The whisper turned into a deep, wet voice screaming, "Let me out." Ramesh grabbed a hammer and started pulling up the floorboards. Underneath was wet soil. The smell of rot filled the room. Then he saw it. Blackened fingernails pushing through the dirt. The floor exploded upward. A swollen gray hand burst out and grabbed his ankle. The fingers bent in unnatural directions. He tried to escape, but the grip tightened. Then a face emerged. Not bones, not a skeleton. A fully formed face with stretched gray skin and completely white eyes. And it was smiling. "You finally came back," it whispered. In that moment, Ramesh understood the truth. The house was not built to cover the well. It was built to seal something inside. And it had been waiting for him. The hand dragged him down into the soil. The earth swallowed him whole. The floorboards slowly fell back into place, as if nothing ever happened. The next morning, the house was silent again. But sometimes, late at night, if you stand outside that house and listen carefully, you can hear scratching under the floor, and 2 voices whispering, one begging, one laughing. Thank you, my friends, for watching this video. If you want more real-life horror stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. And if you have your own scary experience, you can share your story by emailing me. Maybe your story will be featured in the next video. Sleep carefully tonight, because not every sound under your floor is just a rat.